Welcome back. Happy Motivated Monday. This is Madam Think Therapy Accountability Session number 22. And today we're going to talk about temptation on this journey of self love. Yes, yes, and yes again. Okay, but first let's recap what we talked about last week. And last week we were talking about discovering thyself on this journey of self love. And I gave about 7 different tips on different things you can do to help discover yourself. And I hope you were able to apply at least one of those things to help you discover a little bit more about yourself. Okay. So what is temptation? All right. So temptation is like this overwhelming sensation or feeling to do something that you know you're not supposed to do, but you have the opportunity to do it in it, and you have the perfect opportunity to do it. Okay. Now that's temptation. Um, that could be anything on this journey of self-love. Everybody has different temptations. That's what I wrote. Okay, everybody's temptation is different. So say like if you're say if you're a smoker and you smell smoke, well, you might be tempted to smoke versus someone who doesn't smoke cigarettes like myself. We wouldn't care, right? Like, get that thing away from me. But someone else probably be tempted to want to go smoke or hit that cigarette, all right? Or say your temptation is overeating, or maybe your temptation is being lazy, okay? Or maybe your temptation shows up in other areas of your life, like relationships or money, okay? So on this journey of self-love, being tempted requires you to put requires you to put out it requires you to do everything I've been talking about for the past 21 weeks, is meditating and praying, and holding yourself accountable and staying focused on the goals when those temptations arise. Yes, yes, and yes again. Okay, so the first thing I do when I'm tempted is I pray. I pray and I meditate and I ask God, are you serious right now? Like, are you seriously am I seriously being tempted right now? Like, is there like where's that punk? The guy with the camera is like, is this some type of joke? That's how I feel when I'm being tempted. It's like I've been there, done that, and I have receipts. I have a book that I should write about it. And so it's like, for me, temptation is almost it's a huge red flag for me. Okay, so now this is where logic and emotions has to come into agreement. So to keep from stepping back into a place of familiarity, because familiarity breeds contempt. And when you're content, and that means you're doing the same thing over and over, expecting to change, and that's called insane. That's called insane. So in short, to give into temptation is insane. It's just insane to do it. And being insane is the opposite of self-love. It's the opposite of self-love. It's actually the lack of awareness, period. Okay? Because, all, like I said, emotion and logic meeting up and agreeing, saying that, hey, yo, you need to chill for a minute. And think about what you're about to do. Okay? Now, also, I want you to ask yourself, is this temptation a lesson that I need to learn? Is it a lesson I need to learn? Um, and do I need to learn it? And if I pass it, okay, so now the question is that you want to ask yourself, is this temptation a lesson that I need to learn if I pass by not giving in? So the question is, if I pass up this temptation, what is the lesson that I'm going to learn? Okay, that's something you should ask yourself. And so another question that you can always also ask yourself is, will it help me grow? Will this temptation help me grow? Um, yeah, will it help you grow? Or should I let it go? Or should I just let it go? Remember how it makes you feel afterwards, after you've done, after you're done with the temptation. Do you feel fulfilled and want to share with the world? Or do it make you feel sick afterwards? Or do you feel angry and frustrated with yourself afterwards, asking yourself, why did I just do that? Okay, so please ask yourself these questions. You know, how will giving into this temptation make you feel afterwards? Think about the aftershock, you know, the aftertaste. You know, lemons is good, but it's sour. You know what I'm saying? It's good for you, but it's sour. So ask yourself, is this temptation good for you? Or is it a lesson to be learned if you pass by? Or just, you know, don't give into it at all and scream out and say, get away from me, you stupid temptation. Or you're going to say, hey, I see you, and you know what, I've grown from that point in my life, and I'm not going to give into it, and you feel rewarded afterwards. Or you give into it and you go through the whole cycle of, oh my gosh, why did I do this again? Once again, this is the journey of self-love. You're asking yourself these. You don't have to tell this to me. It's things you ask yourself. So the moral of the practice is to get you to pay attention to your true wants and desires, not just your temporary satisfactions. All right. So, however, I do want you to be tempted about your life and your dreams and your desires. The next time you have some downtime, indulge in things that are good for you and your dreams and desires of life, okay? So be tempted to be great at being you every day. All right, that's the only type of temptation I would encourage, is for you to um, be tempted to make yourself better, at least by 1% every day. Do something every day that could make you better. And in 30 days, you would have done 30 things that make you better. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot. Versus the last 30 days, you have done nothing. Versus the next 30 days, you do one thing a day. That's 30 things done. Great for yourself. I'm just saying, we can keep it small, slow, and steady, because that's how you win the race. All right. So some other things that you can do to fight temptation is tell somebody about it. Verbalizing your situation can help you hear what's going on and take the energy and find something more better or productive to do. Okay. So you can transmute the energy and, like I said, you know that you have the opportunity to do this little tempting thing right now, but how about you take this opportunity to do something that's going to benefit your life right now, because apparently you do have the time, right? So let's recap today's session. Number one, don't give in to temptation. And if you do, okay, don't beat yourself up about it. Forgive yourself, okay? Learn the lesson and move on. Number two, find something else to do. Get a hobby or be creative, all right? Find something else to do with your time. Number three, you'll be glad that you did, because the next time it arises, or the temptation arises, you'll know how to handle it better. Okay, it's making you stronger and stronger each and every time, because as long as you live, there's always going to be something that's going to arise in sometimes situations, or things happen over and over, and it might be happening not just to you but for you, to build you up, to make you stronger, to be more resourceful, and find better ways to accomplish the goal or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Okay, like I said, this has to do now specifically, you know, talking about temptation, like in relationships, you know what I'm saying, or with money, you know, or with your own time, okay, or your health, you know, things like that. So these are tempting you. Find other ways to make better use of your time. Okay. And the reason, you know, I wanted to talk about temptation today is because I was recently tempted, and I was just like, God, are you serious right now? Excuse me. I was like, are you serious right now? I'm on this journey of self-love, and 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 I always tell people to do what is right because it's right, no matter what. And here I go, find myself being tempted in a situation where logically I know what to do, the right thing, and my emotions is like, um, but let's do something else. But they had to come to an agreement. I had to come to an agreement with myself and say, you know what, even on the emotional side, the result wouldn't be, favorable for me if I was to indulge into this temptation. So therefore, I didn't give into it. I practiced what I preached. I prayed. I meditated. I started writing. I went to go exercise. I started telling people about it. You know what I'm saying? And in me doing all of that has helped me to relieve the urge to want to fulfill that temptation. So therefore, what I'm saying is actual things that you can do, guys, to help you to not give into that temptation and to just do something better for yourself. All right. So I hope I was able to help someone today, or help you person who's watching, and to not give into temptation. And and you'll feel better, you'll feel stronger that you did. Once again, if you did, don't beat yourself up. Just know that next time it comes, you know how to fight. All right. So I'm Madam Thick, and this is my therapy. I do appreciate your time. Peace out.